welcome to the show. Friday, a free show, streaming live.
We'll do it live.
Like we always do.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Yeah, baby.
You know you want crazy motherfucking wop, man.
No, I really don't. Anyways, how are you, folks? Good to be with you on a Friday and last show of the week. Things are going haywire.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Real quick, tour dates. You can get them at nicktip.com. Friday and Saturday, right around the corner, February 8th and 9th, the Black Box, Boca Raton, Florida. Saturday, February 23rd, Cohoes Hall. Cohoes, we have a link for tickets. I'll be shooting a 1-hour special. Friday, March 8th, Wood Theater, Glens Falls, New York. Friday, April 26th, Steel Stacks, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Friday, May 31st, Jonathan's at Gunkwit, Maine. Saturday, June 1st, Whites of Westport, Mass. Saturday, August 10th, the Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Saturday, October 19th, Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. nicktip.com for all your ticket information. 833-599-NICK, 833-599-6425 is the phone. Speaking of Boca Raton, where I'm doing the Black Box, did you see this clip of this little leaguer, this kid? I don't know if he had, 4 cotton candies and a quart of Coke before this, or maybe just Coke. Maybe he's got a problem already. I don't know. But this kid is so full of piss and vinegar, and I think some major league teams should look at him as far as a possible future manager. Take a look at this.
Bunch of weirdos, man.
Hey guys, two games, 2 W's. You want that W? Yeah! Play fast, play hard, play aggressive. Ready? Yeah! How you guys feeling? Fire up! How you feeling? Fire up! How you feeling? Fire up! Plus on 3, plus on 3. 1, 2, 3,
Best part of the whole thing is that uniform. That kid is strung out on something. Holy, that's cute while he's in his little league. Imagine him at home on a rainy Saturday. Ay. If he's not a future linebacker for Texas, I don't know who the hell is. But what's the kid's name? He's from Boca Raton, 10 years old. Daniel Litvak. Danny boy, go get him. He's wearing Cora's number, I think, or is that Pedroia's? Jason, you're a Yankees fan. You hate them all.
I'm actually a Mets fan,
Oh,
so I hate myself.
Pedroia's 15. I think that's Cora's number,
Yeah.
actually. Anyways, what is going on? Big weekend coming up, obviously. We already have a World Series title under our belt, and now we go for a Super Bowl. The best sports town in the history of the world for the last 20 years. That's all I got to say. And I don't even give a shit about the Celtics. But good old Tom Brady. You think he beat Pat Mahomes? You think he's going to let this guy Goff show him what's what? I don't think so, man. But I don't know. We have to control those 2 fucking animals, Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald, 2 best defensive linemen in the league. But I'm sure Belichick has a plan for them. But, of course, there's all kinds of controversy about the halftime show, which they should eliminate. I told you what they should do for halftime shows at Super Bowls. Anytime a guy is going to get the electric chair or somebody gets a death penalty. I used to say make it a pay-per-view event. Fuck that. There's over 100 million people watching at halftime. I usually go out to make more chili or, get more food. I don't watch that shit. But I say we fry a guy, a rapist or a triple murderer. I mean, come on. Talk about a deterrent. And it won't be any grosser than Beyonce or some of these other shitty acts. Of course, Prince, I think, had the best halftime show. But he gone now. He got pill problem up in that motherfucker. Purple veins is what he was shooting into. Oh, Gilligan. Little buddy. Prominent artists, including Rihanna. She's a dirty little whore. Pink. Angry half he-she, and Cardi B, I don't know and don't care, reportedly turned down the offer to headline Sunday's halftime show between the Pats and the Rams. Why is that? Oh, all kinds of racial stuff. Controversy over racially charged police brutality, which is a myth, by the way, happens every 0.001% of the time. More white guys have been killed by white cops than black guys the last few years. Look it up. they spearheaded the whole thing, the Kaepernick movement. And for you people who want him to take a knee, I'll tell you what, when you take a knee while you're down there, below me. That's right. Take 2 knees and stay on them. This is amazing. So it's a conspiracy at Kaepernick, and you know what? These thugs, I don't know what percentage of them, a lot of them should thank the NFL, because otherwise they're unemployable. And the NFL's doing them a service, because you see what happens once they retire or they're out of football. They usually end up in jail, even after earning millions of dollars. Hello, Aaron Hernandez. When news broke that pop rock band Maroon 5, faggy, would lead the marquee show, which reaches an audience of about 100 mil, loud calls to boycott in solidarity of the angry young black fella Kaepernick resounded from all the other angry young black people who can't think straight, and white liberals. Of course, Maroon 5 couldn't get any whiter, I guess. They have that radio-friendly pussy-type music, and, you couldn't get a safer choice. Actually, you could get a safer choice. I'll tell you who they should have chose at the end of this. But a petition urging the ban, when do you guys have time to do this, by the way? Urging the ban outamassed, what does that mean? More than 100,000 signatures, saying until the league changes their policy and supports players' constitutional rights to protest, no other should agree to work with the NFL. And that was said by some really, really smart people like this guy.
Run through a motherfucker face.
That's right, he has a college degree. What a crock of shit. First of all, who cares how many people sign a petition? I don't get that. I don't care if you get 700 million people signing a petition. Does it have any legal powers? I'm performing. If I'm Maroon 5. Vic Oyedeji of North Carolina, I don't know what part of Africa he's from, launched the petition calling a boycott the only way to affect the bot. No one's going to boycott the Super Bowl. You guys really, really overextended on this one. You really have delusions of grandeur about your pull. The NFL owners say they only see the bottom line. Let's be frank. That's what he says. NFL owners only see the bottom line, as opposed to hip-hop artists and people like Rihanna and Mariah Carey who perform for dictators in countries where they murder their people, for a couple $1 million on New Year's Eve, but they don't see the bottom line. It's just the white establishment that runs the NFL. That's all they're saying. After Maroon 5 accepted 2 black rappers, Travis Scott and Big Boy. That's right, Big Boy. They signed on after they saw Maroon 5 accepted the, offer. The move appeared to be an attempt by the NFL to soothe anger, not only over Kaepernick, but also at having a mostly white California pop band star in the southern city of Atlanta, the capital of hip-hop invasion. Oh, is that how we do things now? You have to, the entertainment has to be from the state the Super Bowl's in? Let it, okay, it's Atlanta, the birthplace of hip-hop. Why don't you have a bunch of Bloods and Crips come on and shoot each other? That would be entertainment. That we would watch, okay? Is that something to brag about, the birthplace of hip-hop, which has brought us nothing but fucking shootings and the death of Biggie Smalls and Tupac, and you should take pride in that. And I do like Snoop, sorry. Anyways, so that's what we're going to do now. In another apparent bid to placate fans, the league booked, look at this is what they have to do now. They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. They booked Gladys Knight, who I love, Gladys Knight and the Pips. It used to be the Pips, now it's Gladys Knight. She's an Atlanta native to sing the now controversial Star Spangled Banner anthem before the game. And of course, the other side said they just throw money at the problem. So they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. Rap royalty Jay-Z, former crack dealer, I'll say that again, former crack dealer who would still be selling crack in any other country, a vocal Kaepernick backer, turned down top Super Bowl billing last year, which he referenced in his 2018 hit, Ape Shit, motherfucker! Ape Shit. So he turned it down. Well, thank God for that. Last year, the rap mogul reportedly tried to convince Scott, a Grammy-nominated rapper who's yet to be shot, so he has no street cred, Hey, there's the halftime show. You get a rapper who hasn't been shot yet, and you know your records, as they say, go to the top with a bullet, no pun intended. But have someone put one in his ass like they did on The Sopranos, and he's got instant street cred. To scrap his partnership with the NFL. So Jay-Z wanted Scott not to do it. A slew of rappers, including Meek Mill. I have all his stuff. I like his older stuff. And Common then voiced discontent that Scott would perform. That's just plain jealousy. But the show will go on with Scott, who, according to Billboard, signed on only after the NFL agreed to make a joint donation of $500,000 to social justice organization. So it's blackmail, is what it is. The NFL has so much goddamn... Maroon 5 partnered with the league and its label to give the same sum to an aid organization for children. Jesus fucking Christ. Do we have to politicize everything? Huh? How about the Osmonds? They're free. All Marie does is fucking fat commercials. Get her to sing something. A little bit country, a little bit skinny. He also questioned the decision to perform by Big Boy, that's B-O-I, if you want to Google it. Half of Atlanta's legendary duo Outkast, whose electric brand of funk-infused hip-hop took Southern rap mainstream. Let me ask you a question. What's the percentage of the almost billion people watching the Super Bowl? What percentage would you say is white? I would say probably the majority, but we have to sit through this hip-hop horseshit, again, white kids like it, but other than that, yeah, it's if you want to do everything has to be racially... in order. I can see on the one hand he's doing it for his city, he said, but a lot of people are upset because they don't want to play second fiddle to white artists in Atlanta, a black city. See this tribal mentality? It's the same thing every time you see a hip-hop. Yeah, from the fucking 212, yo, the 718, the fucking, I wear a red bandana, you wear a blue one. You're the enemy. Some real fucking complex people. Oi Deji, the guy who organized this thing, the petition, added that Big Boy has lost some fans in the process. Oh, no. How's he going to survive? I know a lot of people who are very disappointed and surprised in Big Boy, he said. Yeah, I know a lot who aren't and don't give a shit. We really don't need the hip. I had to sit through fucking Beyonce and her Black Panther tribute. So Maroon 5 is going to rustle some feathers? I thought, romantic songs were universal. We are just fucking, I'd say about a fourth grade emotional mentality when it comes to the horse shit. But I have the perfect solution, a halftime act that would be non-controversial. Matter of fact, it would make the LGBTQ community very happy. It would make men happy, women, white and black, because these are all the protected groups. We protect them like the spotted owl. But this guy should be doing halftime from here on in. Giving me a headache. Look at that bulletproof hairdo. By the way, it's a drone-free zone in Atlanta, they said. I was just watching that on the news. Imagine all this controversy over. And let me explain something to the Hollywood, not just hip-hop, to the Hollywood nation as a whole. You're entertainers. I know there are some stupid players. What was his name? Terrell Owens, who said, we're just entertainers, man. No, you're not. You're athletes. What you do and what you've accomplished is way harder than getting an acting job. Trust me. Just because when we watch you do what you do, we find that entertaining, doesn't make you an entertainer. There's people who watch kitty porn, and they find that entertaining. So are those people doing the kitty porn, are they entertainers? Do you get what I'm saying? They have a red carpet now like it's the fucking Oscars. They have to piggyback on the success of the NFL. Stay in your own lane, okay? You got the Tonys. You got the fucking Grammys. You got the Oscars. You got the music awards. Golden Globes. You jerk each other off every 3 minutes in Hollywood. And stay out of football. You should have a UFC bout. Dana White, I just gave you an idea. UFC, even two broads, a black one and a white one, maybe a couple handicap, whatever, to cover it all. There's so many other things. How about this? How about a marching band? I hated marching bands. The greatest marching band, they say it's Ohio State because they're like 80,000 people in the band. I didn't know there's that many nerds in Ohio. Grambling, the all-black school, has the best marching band. They wear like street clothes. There's like 20 black guys and girls, and they play the shit out of their instruments. They do splits. And how about that? Huh? I gave you 19 solutions, Mr. Goodell. Quit capitulating to these whiny bitches. Oh, they ain't from Atlanta. They can't be performing. Ugh. But I'll tell you, Maroon 5, they really did go white. Who knows? They probably do they have a token black band member? I know you love their music, Jason, don't you?
No.
Ryan, when you're blowing your partner, do you have Maroon 5 on?
No.
I'm working on Modest Mouse shirt.
Let's go to, I can hear that. Let's go to Tony in Florida wants to weigh in on the situation. What's up, Tone?
Nicholas, what's up?
What's happening?
I have an idea for an opener for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'm thinking Love Charger.
As an opener or a halftime guy?
Oh, halftime, man.
That's not a bad idea. We'd have to break him out of prison, though, because he's a cult. That will be that. You know what? That is a You're right. That's a very diverse pick. He's Indian. He runs a cult. He has zillions of followers all over the place. Love Charger. That would not be bad.
You are the Love Charger.
You are the
anyhow,
love charger.
Nick,
You are the love charger. You are the love charger.
Man, Nick, I just got to say, man, I really, really appreciate this podcast. I really appreciate what the truth that you're
Well, I appreciate
spitting out. Like, I someday. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I really, I think at one point it's going to be like, the Terminator future where it's going to be your podcast and you're just going to be putting out a broadcast that says, if you can hear this, you are the resistance. You are not alone.
I'm telling you, thank you for the call,
Like,
Tom. I got to go. I got a whole bunch of calls, but thank you. No, we appreciate it. And guys like you, the phones are full already. So something's happening. I'm adding 300 and 400 YouTube. I go to bed the next day, another 300-400. And even before the Rogan podcast, it was starting to catch. All's that's not so much about me. It just shows you how many limited platforms there are for people who voted for Trump or think like I do. And, I'm doing a couple of stories. This next one about this jerk-off restaurant owner in San Mateo, which is not far from San Leandro, where I got fired at a comedy club for smoking on stage. Just a fucking... I'll get to his ignorance in a second. Excuse me. How's this shirt look, huh? Birthday presents. 7 of them with 7 new ties. Yes. Get on here with it. Come on, Ryan.
So, back on Tuesday, the Real Bambunga donated $500 to us.
We don't know his real name, right?
No.
Real, what is it? Real what?
Bambunga.
Real Bambunga, thank you so $500 donation from him a couple days ago. Real Bambunga, which is African, drug lord. He has that kind of money, I guess. Thank you so much. It'll pay for these shirts and ties. Honest to God, that's just proof that people need this show. It's gonna get bigger and bigger, and I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided on this yet. When I shoot this hour, February 23rd, I might throw it out there for free, just to get it out there. I want it everywhere. I want it on the dark web, the normal web, the Puerto Rican web, the light-skinned black webs. I want it out there. Silkwood Road, which I have a summer home on, and Tracks in My Ass. Anyways, but no, we thank you so much. That's an unbelievably generous contribution. Unless you're Bezos, then you're extremely cheap. Tyler in New Hampshire, real quickly before I move on to the next story. Tyler, what up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing, man?
What's happening?
You big Gindaloon. You should be down on you should be on Radio Row letting it rip, dude. Rip it into people down there.
Well, the problem with that
I don't know how you get the press credentials.
They wouldn't let me in there, because I'd wear a MAGA hat and get thrown out. But, well, this is a podcast, not a radio show, but But you're right. There's equipment, I think, and I did that with Artie Lang when it was the Nick and Artie show. We went down there, and we were part of Press Row, and Artie was so good and because he's way more famous than I was at that point, still is. He would ask questions. He asked Belichick something that was so fucking embarrassing. I don't remember what it was, but I remember standing behind Artie to hide my face. And Belichick knew who Artie was because Belichick's a huge fan of the Stern Show, or was. And that is quite a thing, man. Firing questions at Artie asked a couple that had nothing to do with football. They were racial and fucking. I forget what he asked Belichick. I saw Belichick squirming, and Belichick just said, "No, we're on to who'd they fuck? Oh, we're on to the Giants. Fucking Giants won that day." Anyways, thanks for the call, Tyler.
We're on to fucking everyone in the ass. I called you, and I was fucking mad about that Miami game. You probably don't remember, but I was pissed that they fucking lost that game. What the fuck, home field advantage, all that shit.
Yeah.
And now we're here, so I'm just calling you back saying, Jesus Christ. And, I think you should go down to Radio Row and fucking put a little makeup on and pretend you're Freddie Mercury's corpse and fucking do some interviews.
All right, Tyler, thank you. Appreciate it. And the credentials, you got to have the press credentials. But I know how to make fake Social Security cards, so I could do fake press credentials. And
so do I. I can get you in there.
Do you? You could? You really could, couldn't you, Ryan?
Yeah.
You give them to your little young boys and say, tell them you're 18. Meet me at the fucking toolbox. Here we go. San Francisco area restaurant bans Make America Great hats, compares to white hoods and swastikas. Could they be any more fucking retarded on the left coast? Honestly. And if you agree, and by the way, with the kneeling thing in the NFL and all the black people who are defending Kaepernick and white people, white celebrity, you dumb fucks, they're employees of the NFL. The NFL's a company, and the company can institute whatever rules they want. You have a right, constitutional right, not to do it at work, you cheese eaters. Like this asshole. Somebody should explain to this area restaurant Mamaluke. He has a right, but he's fucking way off here, comparing it to the Klan. An award-winning cookbook author and California restaurant owner says anyone wearing a red Make America Great Again baseball cap will be refused service at the at his fucking restaurant.
Take your hat off.
No! No, 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 no! No! No, 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 no!
What? No soup for you.
Dog food! I saw his dog food!
That's what he's serving. J. Kenji Lopez - alt, ironically, alt left, is a chef partner of the let's just call it the worst of all restaurant in San Mateo, and says in a tweet Sunday he views the hats as symbols of intolerance and hate. I view your fucking kale and your fucking what's that shit? That your tofu. I view that as hate. My taste buds fucking hate. San Francisco Chronicle reported Thursday Lopez Alt's decision was met with mixed reaction. Only in Northern California can something so ignorant and intolerant, ironically the place of tolerance, be met with just a mixed reaction. Diners interviewed by the newspaper said they understood Lopez Alt's stance, really, but questioned the hat ban and said he could have found a way to start a dialogue on the issue. On Twitter, many criticized the so-called tolerance of the liberal Bay Area. Lopez Alt wrote the 2015 book, The Food Lab. Just the word lab. By the way, that's what he's serving, black lab. He's telling you it's steak. Oh, Hannity, you couldn't have come up with that in 100 years. Better home cooking through science. Boy, when I hear the word science and lab, it makes my mouth water. I think of a fucking dead frog cut into 11 pieces, and I'm looking at his nuts when I'm 10 years old. He says his restaurant received threatening emails following the tweet and declined further comment. Good. Boycott this piece of shit. MAGA hats are like wood. He says like white hoods, except stupider because you can see exactly who's wearing them. This is how retarded he is. So there's more integrity. This guy, his point of view, you have more integrity if you're doing something wrong and you hide your face like Antifa. And you're not doing anything wrong, by the way, wearing a MAGA hat. So they've turned this thing into a hate symbol. This is just the ignorance of the left, especially in Northern California. They lead the league in fucking stupidity. Every Republican in that town should show up, there's probably 11, with your MAGA hats. Storm the place. Just and I hear people and this is how they're trying to compare it to like the conservative. Remember the baker, a wedding gay couple wanted this baker to make a cake for their wedding and he didn't do it because it violated his religious. That's the analogy they're using, which is so ignorant on its face. Because it's not like you're trying to make, people that work at this restaurant wear MAGA hats. They're not making them complicit in something they don't believe in. You are so dumb and so intolerant. And everything you say, you're fucking not. You are. You're intolerant. Just the silliest. So you wear a MAGA hat now. It represents everything. Everything bad and racist and homophobic, which is just fucking hilarious to me. Couldn't get a more white town, by the way. Probably Latino, but don't go to this restaurant. What's the name of this shithole again? Matter of fact, a friend of mine got some type of hep C. Not at this restaurant, but he left with diarrhea, and there's no proof. But anyways, what's the name of this garbage hole? Great pay, maybe Sunday views. What's the name of the restaurant, Jason? Somebody help me out. I can't find it.
You said it was garbage hole.
No, come on. Don't you guys? I print the articles out for you. Fucking help me out here. Does it even mention it? Come on, guys. Nothing? Google it.
It's the Worst Hall restaurant.
Yes. Thank you. I made a joke about it. That's how fucking retarded I am. The worst. It even sounds good. It's WURSTHALL. It's the worst hall to eat in. Let's call it that. Let's call it what it is. So he's getting backlash, pulls down his tweet like the bitch that he is, and you know what? You should show up in white hoods since he thinks that's better, and then you could use them for doggy bags when you leave, or throw up in them after you try the fucking tapas. The tapas. Let's go to Nick in Mass. Let's go to myself in my hometown. Nick, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
What's up? What's going on?
Real quick. So I got a bunch of things to say, but I'm going to just leave it with this. What I think a good halftime show would be, if they want to be politically correct and they want to be all on board with Hollywood, they should get R. Kelly to play. Now, since he's fucking kids, and that's the whole Hollywood way now. I'm living in Atlanta now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Hey, is R. Kelly...
When are you going to come down here?
Is R. Kelly a ATL guy?
I don't know, but I know that he's getting arrested soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, he likes to pee. He likes to pee on kids. He might as well go into the Catholic Church. But
yeah, might as well, right? No, when are you coming down here? You got to come down here. I got a bunch of places for you to come to.
Yeah. Well, that's my.
We'd love you down here.
I'll be down. Don't worry. We're just getting started. Thank you, Nick, for the call. Appreciate it, brother. Eric in Richmond. Saw you at the Fat Black a few weeks ago. I went to walk over the Brooklyn Bridge, and there was a mural talking about the Mexican Wall and how bad Trump is. It was on a barbed wire fence protecting a parking lot that the city owns. Is that right, Eric?
Yeah. Yes, Nick.
It was on a barbed wire fence. So I guess walls do work.
Yeah. So I walked past the entrance to the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
And I noticed this mural. It had a bunch of like Mexican women and children on there, and saying how we need to be compassionate. And then I look up, and I see like razor wire wrapped around the top of the thing. I'm like, what What the fuck is this?
You sure it
And
wasn't?
it's-
You
they
sure?
took this big mural.
You sure it wasn't a county jail or something? And you actually saw actual Mexican people?
No. I have pictures of this. No, no, it was a great show though. I really enjoyed your show on that night.
I appreciate you. Why were you walking over the bridge, Eric?
You know, I go to the city a lot, and I never do any touristy shit. I decided to do touristy shit that day, so I decided I was going to walk over the bridge.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm glad you made the
And
effort.
I passed by the entrance.
Well, I
I
appreciate.
got to get you a picture of this. I don't know how to get you a picture. I got booted off of Facebook, so I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know how to send you a
I
picture.
can't help you there either, but Nick at nickdipaulo.com. All right, Eric. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the call. Let's move on to some more hateful, I call it black racism. Let's call it Corey. I've never read a Booker demands House pass anti-lynching bill. I'd say he's about 2 decades late. Is it really an epidemic now? Because some gay black actor from the show Empire claims that he was attacked by a couple of white guys in ski masks, and they threw bleach on him, put a noose around his neck, yet he won't turn over his phone to the cops because the evidence would be right there. He said he was talking to his manager when he was attacked, and the manager said he could hear somebody yelling, "This is MAGA country." So if he actually revealed that night, we could have solved this whole thing. I personally think it's a fucking hoax. Could be wrong, but I'm just saying, Cory Booker thinks it's enough to, lynching. What? Do you need to know any more about Cory Booker? I'm sorry, black people, were you a politician? Not all, about 96%. You're obsessed with race. You're always calling us bigots and racists. Who's us? Everybody who's not black. But you seem obsessed with it. Is there a problem in there? No? What's Priscilla doing down here? She should be up in her cage. Nick, that's horrible. But yeah, Booker demands the House pass an anti-lynching bill in response to the Jussie Smollett incident. That's the guy from Empire. What is wrong with these fucking people?
There's something wrong with his mind.
Newly announced presidential candidate. Can you imagine he's running for president, this hateful liar who actually admitted to having sex with an underage girl years ago, called on the House of Reps this week to pass legislation that would designate lynching a federal hate crime, re-upping the bill, which passed the Senate in December in response to an alleged attack on Jussie Smollett, which is a fucking hoax, in my opinion. The vicious attack on actor Jussie Smollett, this is dummy talking, was an attempted modern-day lynching. I'm glad he's safe, Booker tweeted. Are you glad he's safe? Go give him a kiss on his ass. To those in Congress who don't feel the urgency to pass our anti-lynching bill designating lynching as a federal hate crime, I urge you to pay attention. This guy doesn't even have, the cops don't even have all the facts on this. And even if they did, and this is a legitimate hate crime or whatever, that's enough to fucking, really? In this day and age, the lynching itself, I mean, you see what he's doing here, folks? Do you see what he's doing? It's all about race and injustice, and he makes Eric Holder look moderate. The bill, Justice for Victims of Lynching Act of 2018, they didn't pass this in fucking 1818? Was originally introduced in June by Booker, Kamala Harris, and Tim Scott. All black people, by the way. The bill passed the Senate Judiciary Committee in October and passed through the Senate by unanimous consent on December 19th, so I just don't see it as an epidemic. But of course it should be a federal crime. But my problem is that he's using this Smollett thing to get it passed, which we don't. It just goes to show you. It was like Obama sending Holder into Ferguson before we had all the facts out. Remember how he did that every time we had racial injustice in a city? Send the Attorney General in before we have all the facts. Today's an emotional, historic day, Booker said after the bill's passage. For over a century, remember he said he was Spartacus during the Kavanaugh hearings. For over a century, members of Congress have attempted to pass some version of a bill that would recognize lynching for what it is, a bias-motivated act of terror. First of all, it is, of course. The Klan used it and all that other shit. So, again, this is what they're trying to do, make you believe you're living in 1946 here in America, or down south or whatever. But not all lynchings were black people. The Klan would lynch fucking Catholics, for Christ's sake, if they had the chance. Have attempted to pass some version bill that would recognize lynching for what it is, a baiba. And for more than a century and more than 200 attempts, this body has failed. Today we have righted that wrong and taken corrective action that recognizes this stain in our country's history. Again, my big beef is that he's using his Smollett thing, this hoax, in my opinion. The National Association, this has to be legit, because the NAACP backs it, the Anti-Defamation League backs it, and the Equal Justice Initiative have championed the bill. Well, who wouldn't? You're against lynching? No kidding. Cory Booker, you are a fucking embarrassment. Oh, my God. You made an asshole of yourself during the Kavanaugh hearings. And you have a spotty past yourself. You're all about dividing people. Identity politics. It's all they traffic in. It's all they fucking know, pitting black against white. And he saw this story about the Empire Act and said, this is perfect. All this publicity. Meanwhile, Jussie Smollett is...
He's a fag.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant, Tony. Don't say shit like that. Jussie Smollett refuses to share phone records. That's what the Chicago police are saying. Now, why is that, Jussie? The actor declined to share telephone records that could show he was speaking with his manager, just as the alleged assault happened early Tuesday morning in Chicago. And why wouldn't you share that? I mean, who the fuck do you think you are? The cops are asking.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
Hey, you talking to me, bitch? I'll come out there and tan your bottom. A source speaking to TMZ, however, says Smollett did not refuse to turn over his phone. Oh, here we go, records, and is in the process of gathering them. It was one night. The whole thing took about, 2 minutes? Yeah, you need a good month. Let's have a hearing. Let's dig up fucking Malcolm X and put him in charge of the committee. He's gathering his phone records. The truth of the matter is, he doesn't want to turn it over because there's the piece of evidence. Again, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong about it, I still won't admit it. There's a piece of evidence. His manager saying, I heard the guy say this is MAGA con. And they can tell by the timeline. You know how it works, folks. You look at the tweets, the fucking whatever, the text, and we would have our answer. So it's a little bit odd to me that he doesn't want to hand that over. Again, call me a MAGA hat wearing racist. Please do. I love that I'm on this side of the aisle. I love it. Loved it. Love being the bad. I'm the counterculture. Us Trump voters are the counterculture in this fucking PC world gone. Kamala Harris, another hateful. Google her. I thought I read it said her partner. Is she gay, Kamala Harris? No. Jason, do you know that? You say that like
no,
you
she
dated
just has
her.
a white husband.
Oh, she's got a white husband. That's even worse. Oh, my God. That's gross, Kamala. You're a fucking Uncle Tammy. Auntie Tammy. Auntie Tom.
Yeah, I know. I could barely get through saying it.
He's in the process of gathering. What a cheese dick. He was uncomfortable handing over his phone, he said. I like the fact that he walked home after the attack with the rope still around his neck. That's sort of to me, call me CSI fucking Westchester, but you don't have to be Kojak. There's a reference from the early 40s. Really? You kept the rope around your neck as proof? How about the bleach? The phone records are important because they can verify a key part exactly of Smollett's story. The Empire Star told police he was on the phone with his manager, Barry Katz. No, I'm just busting balls over here. Priscilla, why are you in there? There's nothing. Are you reading something? That's terrific. You can read now, even though my efforts to keep you from learning to read. You should be out in the field. La, 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 la. Smollett, lying hooah. Anyways, his manager said he heard somebody on MAGA. As of now, police say they have poured, P-O-R-E-D. That's what it says in the air. I guess that's right. through countless hours of surveillance video and have no record of the assault. Oh, you know why? Because it doesn't exist, you dinks! Late Wednesday night, police did release grainy screenshots, this is definite evidence, from surveillance video of two persons of interest. Dolly Parton and her aunt. Two persons of interest who were near Smollett at around the same time the alleged attack took place. At no time, though, are those persons of interest seen on the same video camera as Smollett, or even on the same side of the street. Guilty. In fact, police have not even confirmed the timing of the video of the persons of interest. So we have no idea if they were seen in the area at the exact same time as Smollett or around the same time. The more I read into this, the more I believe it's a hoax. Surveillance video of Smollett's walk home loses track of him for 60 crucial seconds. What are these, the Nixon tapes? I never put a noose around anybody, and I'll never do it again. I love the black people. God bless them. Let me just say this about that. Next time he is seen on video, according to the police, is when he's entering a condo building where a friend lives. Police say this video clearly shows a rope wrapped around his Smollett's neck, like a necktie. Maybe it was a necktie. Police did observe scrapes on Smollett's face and neck. That probably happened at the Subway sandwich shop, but he leaned over to see how many pickles the guy was putting on his tuna, and the guy bitch slapped. Ooh, snot just landed on the mic. Still unexplained is why Smollett didn't just show police a display from his phone that would verify the call with his manager. We know why. It makes sense he would not want to turn over his physical phone, but you can prove the time and date of your calls exactly at a glimpse without going to the trouble to gather your phone. He's a gatherer. That's how you know he's gay. He's not a hunter. He's a gatherer. Nick, that's so... I was just joking around, but he's full of shit, folks. I'm going to go out on a fucking limb, okay?
You're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
I'm going out on a limb, and not one that has a rope hanging from it. 833-59-NICK. 833-599-6425. Thank God Cory Booker pushed that through. So this will never happen again. Matter of fact, that legislation's so good, this thing didn't even happen. It was proactive. Working like Springsteen. Brian in Florida wants to talk about this Smollett thing. Brian, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, actually, I was, you kind of already laid it all out. I was thinking the same thing about this guy from Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems kind of, phony. They have him getting beat up, and then everyone supposedly yelled MAGA, and like you said, he won't turn over his phone.
Yeah.
It seems like a little bit of a setup.
It does. It seems like a big setup. And if you remember correctly, there was a gay actor.
Yeah.
There was a gay actor a couple years ago in Hollywood that did it. In West Hollywood.
Yeah.
He said he was attacked. And I got to drop you because we're getting static.
Attacked in Hollywood?
Yeah, in West Hollywood. He said he was beat up and shit. Turned out to be a hoax. Thank you, Brian. We're getting some static in the background. I had to drop you. But yeah, there was an actor in West Hollywood, which is a gay neighborhood. Remember a few years ago? And he said he was attacked and homophobic slur and and it turned out to be a hoax. And you know why there's a lot of this stuff going on? Because the real stuff doesn't exist anymore. I'm not saying gay people don't get beat up and bullied here and there, but lynchings and if you listen to Kamala Harris and the Cory Bookers of the world, you would think it was 1955 in this country. Which is ironic. They call themselves progressives, but when it comes to race, they're stuck in 1950. It's just... there's so little of this shit that goes on. They have to make it up. They have to fucking set up these things, these hoaxes. And you people idiots on the left, the young dummies in college who know nothing about life, they grab onto it, and then they're trying to pin it on Trump. All this shit started happening when Trump took office. I already played the clip yesterday of when Obama was in office and all the fucking rioting unrest. Nobody mentions that on CNN. I don't know how they're still on the air. They're a fucking out and outright propaganda arm for the Democrats. It's just... Don Lemon, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Fucking wish he'd hang himself. Nobody else. You tie the fucking news. You're a disgrace. Propaganda artist. CNN, you're sick to put that guy on the air. Fucking Lemon. Joey in Long Island wants to weigh in on the thing. And if Joey, you dated this guy, you said?
Nick, how's your fucking box?
Pretty good.
No, I think this whole thing is an absolute ploy. I think this is going to be used as ammunition on the Democratic debate stage. They're going to try to use this as an example of Trump's America. Who the fuck gets jumped by two grown men and has a scratch under your eye?
And
that's first off. Secondly, after the guy puts a noose around your neck, you don't take it off. You walk home with it.
Yeah, but it was a nice one. It was a Calvin Klein, I heard.
I mean, come on. Who doesn't have two brain cells to rub together to figure this out, regardless of what political side you're on?
Who goes to Subway sandwich shop at 2 in the morning? I mean, is the fucking turkey that good?
I mean, yeah, it's always sweating every time I go in there. I just look at it.
Some of the most nervous cold cuts in the country.
You know what drives me crazy, Nick, is I didn't even vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Hillary either.
Right.
I sat out, so I'm not complaining. But how can Democratic voters look themselves in the mirror anymore? I don't fucking get it. With Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, they don't even have an identity.
Right.
I mean, what the fuck is their platform?
No. Well, their platform is
it socialism or not?
It's so. Thank you for the call, Joe. Great call, actually. By the way, see you at Governor's. I'm sure. No, their platform, their message is that this country was founded by racists. It's for white rich people. Everybody else is a victim. White males are the problem. Masculine toxic. White. Toxic masculinity. That's their message. It's identity politics on a national level. And there's enough dummies, like I said, that pour into this country legally and illegally who don't know the history of the country. Now you got generations of kids who are so fucking ignorant because they're not taught any history. I remember going next door to my sister's house and my niece comes home, puts her books down, and 2 of them were about slavery and the fucking bad white man. I wonder if they found them. I put them downstairs behind the wine barrel. But honest to God, so you have generations of ignorant kids who buy this shit. Talk to anybody who has a kid in college. They leave the home to go to college. They come back, they're radicalized. It's worse than any. These college campuses are worse than any ISIS propaganda you find online. They radicalize your kids in 3 seconds. Oh, God. Drew in Virginia grew up in Chicago. Knew right away the story with the Empire Star is not true. Let's see why. Is that right, Drew? You're a former law enforcement guy, right?
Yeah, still federal law enforcement right now, and I grew up first 24 years of my life in South Side Chicago. Family and everything's still out there.
Okay.
I was texting with them the second this story came out, Nick.
Yeah.
I knew it was bullshit.
Why?
Because first of all, the area where this guy's apartment at is a ritzy area where that wouldn't happen anyway. And he walks into his apartment with the noose still around his neck 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
And MAGA country is heartily Chicago.
Yeah.
With Obama out there. And, it's all bullshit. And I told these guys, I go, this story will start unraveling second by second by second. And it will. He's full of shit.
He is full of shit.
He got in a fight with some gay guy, and that's what happened. He got in a fight, and things went bad, and he goes, well, let me try to make my name a little bit bigger, and, I'm going to just – because you look at his Twitter account, he said horrible things about Trump. throughout in the last few months.
Right.
I mean, I'm not even going to say the things he said. I mean, you can look it up and see yourself. And he's a piece of shit. He's a liar.
Yeah.
And I hope he has to pay some consequences for it.
Oh, he won't. Oh, of course he won't. What are you shitting me? If matter of fact, if a Democrat wins the White House, he'll be there at the State of the Union with a noose still around his neck and Clorox in his hair, saying, "Look what." All right, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Great call. And thanks for your service, putting up with this horse shit. But do you see what happens? The mainstream media jumps on it. The fucking mainstream media running with a story. Cory Booker brings it to the floor. This is who represents us now. This black racist Cory Booker. Fucking, he uses this. Everybody knows it's a fucking hoax. Even if it's not a hoax, he uses this to whatever. Spartacus. Absolute horseshit. Doesn't want to show the phone records. Still has the noose on. Goes to Subway. They have good, believe it or not, they have great tuna. That's what I get. I get tunas with pickle and black olives. I get the black olives so people don't get to, I'm inclusive. That's my point. Let's move on. I'm sick of talking about this lying motherless fuck. Hey, New York is speaking of gay, we'll stay on the gay thing because, they represent about a total of 6% of the whole population on the planet, yet we talk about them about 98% of the time, which is why I'm convinced there's some agenda somewhere. But this thing I'm about to show you, this video, guys that are living in New York, 2 gay guys, this doesn't help. This type of shit creates homophobia, and I know there's gay people who will be embarrassed for these 2 guys. If you're not, and some people say, oh, it's a mental illness. I don't totally agree with that, but the transgender dysphoria might be. Not even sure about that, but it seems your brain has to be wired to the rest of you, and that's where the confusion starts. But take a look at these 2 guys, and this is why people have almost had enough.
A baby is a baby.
People say he looks like me. All our friends started having children. And we got very annoyed because they had to cancel engagements and there were always excuses. So I said to Mark, we should get a baby that won't impede our lifestyle at all.
And what year was this?
1990. Now we spend endless amounts of money on him. Nothing is too good. You know how you spoil children, especially these days. Anything he wants, he gets. He has a Cartier watch.
This is the doll.
Watch. We used to go to the Circle a lot when it was still open, and they used to love him there because he would create buzz in the room. They always wanted us to bring Digby.
Baby chemo.
If we didn't bring Digby, they were disappointed. Shanghai, we had a tuxedo and a suit made for him, and they put him on the table, they measured him. In fact, even at Ralph Lauren, they did that at the Polo store.
Wouldn't do it for me. I brought my doll in there.
Hi, we're here.
We're here.
Just want to get the shirt to show you that
fucking
the button that
retarded.
needs to be fixed.
When it comes to Digby, nothing is too good.
He had a bar mitzvah when he was 13. And a lot of
did
people
you
for
circumcise his
that.
little
On the
plastic
21st
pee-pee?
birthday, we took him to 21 Club.
The last birthday this year, we took him to Tiffany's for breakfast.
Was that before or after
and,
you
he
fucked
didn't
each other in the
have
face?
donuts and coffee like Audrey Hepburn. He had smoked salmon on a bagel.
What did you smoke?
28. Mark's mother thinks that he ought to take his own apartment and move out. He's too old to live with us.
Yeah.
We've been to South America, we've been to the Galapagos, we've done numerous safaris in Africa. He's been to the pyramids. Last winter we went to Australia, New Zealand,
Did you?
Bali.
Did you go to the Ebola-infected parts of
And
all
Africa?
7 continents.
Yes, and when we go on trips to Asia, they love them there because they really all, worship these inanimate objects, and they really think he has powers.
The kids are so entranced by him.
Right.
I'm running out of all the little huts, and if you pick him up and you know, they all. it's sometimes it makes it quite fun.
I've got to tell you, Digby has been around the world. He's always surprises me with his sense of style, his elan, his je ne sais quoi.
Oh, his
They
elan.
have suave nailed down.
Welcome to New York City.
We didn't really have a concept as to how
We had no concept.
how real he would be. Initially, it looks very strange, but as you get to know us and be with us, it doesn't seem so
Yeah,
unusual.
it just seemed like a normal New York family.
Your son looks like a fag to me.
I mean, that doesn't help the gay cause. I'm just saying. That's mental illness. Two grown men. I don't know where they get their they're filthy rich, obviously. Nick, but that's their choice to. But I don't care. I don't have to fucking tolerate it. I can shit on it. It's silly. Right now, there's two guys in Afghanistan training their 12-year-old kid on monkey bars and how to use a rifle. But I'm sure you guys will help us out. Sorry. Not being homophobic. Got plenty of gay friends. I would hope they would go, these fucking guys are mentally ill. I hope. We got super chats. Let's go to the super chats. Ryan's very busy, but you guys told me the super chat, so get on it, will you? There's a controversy about people being blocked in the chat room and stuff, and the fact of the matter is that's not really the case. You can't come in saying the N-word and all kinds of crazy shit. Let's get on it, fellas, huh? You're really fucking up a good show. Let's go. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Take your time, guys. That's all right. Anyways. 833-599-NICK. 833-599-NICK. All right, let's go to Gerson in L.A. Gerson. Hold on.
How are you?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man. Just kind of curious. I've been listening to Joe Rogan. Just recently started going through all his old podcasts, just kind of catching up because somebody told me he was pretty good. It's a pretty good show. And I know that you were on his show a couple times just recently.
Yeah.
And one thing I've taken from Joe, it seems like he hates Trump. But you're his friend obviously for many years. Have you ever questioned him why he hates Trump, and then kind of ask him to where he gets his facts or his where he gets the reasoning why he hates him so much? It just doesn't make any sense compared to you, I assume you love Trump, right? You think Trump's a great president.
Yeah, I do actually. I didn't. You got to watch.
Yeah, so I'm just curious.
Well, if you're curious, watch The Appearance. I mean, we talked about that. You can get the answer from what he brought up, what I brought up, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that he hates Trump. Because I don't get to listen to a lot of Joe, and he does. Obviously, we people that do this with stand-ups who are very busy.
That's what I.
Yeah, I don't. Joe's.
Yeah, I saw the.
Yeah. You want me to answer the
I
question?
saw the podcast and yeah, go ahead. No, sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, you saw the podcast, so I think it should be obvious. He dislikes probably what Trump stands for. Joe's not like a hate guy, but the only problem I had is if you go on there, it's sort of 2 against 1. He's got his guy pulling up, fact-checking everything right there, which is fine because I don't lie about any of this. But to make it more fair, I should bring a guy with my computer and go to my sources and go,
that was my thing. That was yeah.
That's all. But no, Joe.
That's what I wanted to say because I noticed.
Joe's pretty fair. I mean, he leans left. He grew up in Newton. He said his parents are hippies. But he didn't deny like a big tech as trying to squash guys like me and stuff like that. But my only problem is when they pull up the Washington Post and I go, but the Post hates Trump. They've lied about him a million times. And so then they pulled up NBC. Like NBC's as bad as CNN, only on a bigger level. But,
exactly.
But I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
And that's what I've taken.
Yeah. So no, I didn't get he hates Trump. Maybe he does. I don't know. But I think from watching that appearance, you could come up with your own summation of how I feel about him and how Joe does. But I never put politics in front of friendships, and we need Joe's testosterone, and I think he feels the same way. So I love that he's out there, and I love when I see him on UFC and his specials and stuff. He's a guy's guy. And if you stay in L.A. long enough, you probably will eventually lean left. But he's got enough money; he doesn't have to capitulate to Hollywood. But no, I hope to do the show again, and I don't want to wait a couple of years. Thanks for the call, Gerson. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
You got it. Yeah, don't ever, that's what it was funny because I get emotional when we're talking about this, especially if I'm drinking a pot of coffee. I thought that was the funniest part of the interview. Joe goes, I go, it's the coffee. I've had too much. He goes, well, don't. Any other chats? Guys, you told me there's super chats. Get on the mic. Talk to me. Jesus Christ. This is called dead air.
All right, you want your super chats?
Yeah, you brought them up 5 minutes ago. So,
yeah. Okay.
What the fuck? What is the problem?
The first one is Happy Black History Month to the man himself. That is from Reality Not Fiction.
Happy Black. That's right. That kicks off. Like every month isn't Black History Month in this country for the last 100 years. But yes, Happy Black History Month to a big boy.
And then this is from the guys at Revenge of the Sis podcast.
Yeah.
He said, good show, Nick. Thanks. And then Nightwave Radio.
Thank you. Thank you. I should reply to these since people are paying for them. Thank you for watching the show Revenge of the Sis.
Well, these are the guys who messaged you about the chat room. So they're all here. Nightwave Radio. He said, "Hey Nick, you've always been a good dude since my New York days. Thanks for understanding. Shout out to Nick and the crew. We support you guys."
Thank you for your support. Yeah, there's a beef. First of all, I'm not the one moderating. So people come in there dropping the N-word and shit, you're gonna get shut down. And as far as the whole Owen Benjamin thing, all the beef between him and Joe Rogan, all this shit, I stay away from that stuff. I've stayed away from it in comedy. Not interested in fucking soap operas. It's why I became a comedian. I don't want to get involved in office politics, people backbiting and shit. I stay above the fray or below it. I'm not gonna get. I don't even know Owen that well, and I know Rogan or whatever, but I'm not interested in that. So whatever. But you can't come into the chat room dropping N-bombs and fucking saying shit because that's not what we do here. And it only hurts my cause. That's all.
Yeah, I think most of it was just about, it was about the Owen stuff. But
that's Priscilla, by the way.
Yes, and then Dennis Rice says, I prefer to enjoy my whiskey starting with Revenge of the Sis and finishing with the Nick DiPaolo show. Enjoy responsibly. So basically what the Revenge of the Sis did was... with super chats, they bought ad time on your show.
I see.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
And
that's
then
smart. That's
yeah.
a good move, and I'm glad you're drinking whiskey to get through it.
Well, they're on from 4 to 6 live, and then you come on right after.
Okay, but why should I give a fuck about any of this?
Okay, Nick, your show is great. And
I mean, I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
I'll drink whiskey, but I do it for free.
Hold on, let's see.
This is really slowing down what was a great fucking show.
All right.
I gotta be honest.
The Noose is the New Bling.
The Noose is
by
the
Mark
new...
McGowan.
Is that a book?
Daniel Rodriguez says, Nick, your show is great, and I appreciate your honesty. It's entertaining and refreshing to know that we have you out there saying it like it is.
Well, I appreciate and it sounds corny, but I need your support. You need people to talk to. So you guys are a big part of this formula. So keep watching. Like I said, there's limited platforms where you can go, and I'm sure they'll get to us eventually. But until then, it's like we're doing something so controversial, I call them as I see them, Call them as I see them. And I'm glad you guys are with me. And I could never vote Democrat. Like the caller said, I don't know how my friends are. knowing with shit like that restaurant owner banning the hats and you know, they're the ones who censor language and our buddy Milo put that book out and Sarah Silverman started a petition to fucking, you know, boycott the book. Literally book burning, high-tech book burning, like high-tech lynching. I don't know how you can go and pull the lever for anybody who represents that. And that's what they fucking represent. Unless you believe that the people are still being lynched and by people wearing MAGA hats and shit. Yes, sir.
I got one more from Travis Blake, or two more. One from Travis Blake saying, Nick, what kind of gun do you own? Is it a 44 Magnum?
It is not. It takes forever. I have a nice shotgun, pump action. It takes, why? Because I live in New York, and to get a handgun takes 3 times as long, okay? So I'm going to have to make my own. I'm making a plastic gun. What, do you guys remember that movie? You probably don't. Clint Eastwood was a Secret Service guy protecting the president. John Malkovich was a psycho trying to kill the president, and he made a plastic gun, which they have. They have plastic guns now. Yeah, no, I have a shot, and I have a few other things I'm not going to mention. Yeah. Before I had a gun, this is a bit on one of my albums, and this is true. Before I had a gun, my wife would hide steak knives around the house, behind pictures and shit, you know, which was crazy because if somebody broke in, comes up, by the time they get upstairs, they would have a collection of 9 knives to stab me with. If I wanted to cut my steak, I had to fucking scale a fucking armoire and reach behind my fucking wedding photo. I mean, some silly shit. We said?
And I got Cyclone 8974 saying reference to the two dads saying, watching those two guys felt like I was being punked.
I know. But you weren't. You weren't. And you weren't being punked. That's what's scary. And I want to know why they're so rich, number one. But did you see the old guy at the beginning in the supermarket looking at these two clowns? He wanted to bitch slap them. And if he did, that would be a hate crime. He'd go to jail. But you know what? It'd be almost worth it. I would like to go up to that doll and just stab it in the eye with a fucking knitting needle and just watch those two bitches crying with their crazy golf pants. That does not help the gay cause. And I know that. I know I got gay friends who probably want to slap those. Or maybe not. To each his own, Nick. Live and let live. Then let me do crazy shit. I can't say what it is. You know, sometimes I get the urge to masturbate when I'm in Central Park smoking a cigarette. I can't do that. You know why? Nobody would notice. There's like 11 other guys doing it. Anyways. Finally tonight, let's go to... Nancy Pelosi has always been a shitty public speaker. She gets nervous. I'm not saying she's dumb. She's severely retarded. But she was always, even in her younger days, now it's being blamed on dementia. She has all kinds of, she fucks up words and shit. She was never, even when she was younger, she was always nervous in front of the camera. At least that's what, you know. She's a pioneer. I give her that. But she spoke to reporters yesterday for about 21 minutes. There were plenty of strange moments as she botched words, suffered face spasms, and brain freezes, which I don't believe that happened. You have to have a fucking brain. And attacked Trump's proposed border wall and his leadership during the recent partial government shut. Watch, somebody put him. This isn't from the actual. Watch how many times she misspeaks and fucks up.
Veterans, many of whom, a third of the federal employees, hopefully we can do something to help our contractors because they are not getting paid 163.
Look, what?
Was it 163 Republicans voted no.
It's like me working on new material.
That said shutdowns are wrong. 163 voted.
Yeah.
Only 21 voted yes on that. Federal pay, only 29 voted yes on that. 161
What are you trying to
no.
say?
The conference committee, they talked about 1,000 new customs officers and then new equipment at mail processing facilities to interdict fentanyl and other opioids shipped through international mail, and then expansion of Border Patrol's air and marine operations along the border and U.S. waters. So that's not the total package, but there are some of the major points of discussion, I would hope, from sea to shining sea, to increase the voices of the American people. Yesterday, we also had yesterday was this week we observed the 10th anniversary of President Obama signing the the Lilly Ledbetter Act. Yesterday was the 10th anniversary, as I've said a hundred times. I take these are protections that exist. I'll take them away. I'll give them to you temporarily. You give me a wall permanently, a non-starter. We recognize, as I said, 90% of what we're concerned about. However, certain localities where
is somebody packing a suitcase during this? What's that fucking? Those are cameras.
So some roads. It is not a negotiation for the president. What Congress? What did he say today? And that respecting the differences of opinion. It was stunning when some of these fences were built.
I'm Kyle Olson. Thanks for watching.
You guys know that I don't want that part, right? So,
It came on suddenly.
I know. You couldn't cut it off. You guys edit. You have editing. Don't be lazy.
We'll be better
is my
next
point.
time, sir.
Thank you. Point is, she's out of her ever-loving mind. She makes Reagan look competent in his last 3 weeks in office. The fence was born. I mean, twitching, and she's not a good speaker. She never was, but I don't know, Trump, with the wall thing, you better have something up your sleeve. Can't lose to that. She's out of her fucking mind. What the fuck else? Finally tonight, Jada Pinkett Smith. This is her quote. Blonde hair on white women just triggers me. Oh my God.
My vagina's angry.
She is such an angry. She hates Whitey.
It's pissed off.
Yes, it is. Pinkett Smith said that the racial divide between women of color and white women should shrink because they all have been oppressed for their gender. Well, then it's not going to shrink with comments like that. But she candidly revealed she carried her own prejudice. I do have my own biases, specifically with blonde women, she said. And you know what? This is but she's so hateful. Don't be fooled by the fucking Leave It to Beaver haircut and the nice skin. She's so fucking... my wife has blonde hair and blue eyes. I witnessed it in L.A. I watched her get pushed off the fucking sidewalk, in supermarkets. It literally triggers them. Blonde hair and blue-eyed devil, and that's why it's just she candidly revealed that she has her own. I do have my own biases, she says on Red Table Talk. Blonde hair and white woman just triggers me, and I've had to catch myself. Really?
Well, I don't want to break up the meeting or nothing, but she's something of a cunt, ain't she, Don?
Unbelievable. Asked by her mother, Adrienne Banfield Jones. Oh, her mother's interviewing. What a hard-hitting. Wow. Whether she was mistreated specifically by a blonde one. So you got a mother. Her mother's interviewing, number one. So you know it's a hard-hitting piece of journalism. Secondly, she's feeding softballs, setting her up. Were you mistreated by a blonde woman? Pinkett Smith remembered being teased about her hair and belittled by white women throughout her childhood. Oh, the poor baby.
Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, you guys.
Pinkett Smith, a mother of two who's married to Will Smith, another whitey hater, recalled a professional instance. Remember Will Smith smacked the guy across the face on the red carpet? Instance which her bias played a part. I was going to do an interview with this blonde woman, and I thought twice about it, Pinkett Smith said. I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. That was my first instinct because of how she looked. And I was like, oh, that's no different. That doesn't give me the right to clump all blonde women in one. And look at me, I got blonde hair now. So I'm good. I'm good. That was the gist of the article. Her mother asked her, Did white women treat you shitty because of your hair? Yes. But you don't feel the same way about blonde white women anymore? No, I'm good. End of fucking story. Great journalism. Great piece of get out of here, you fungus, you.
You know you want crazy motherfucking wop, man.
No, I don't. That is it for the week, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody in the chat rooms and everybody who supports the show. And please spread the word. Go to nickdip.com for my live gigs. Hope to see you at Cohoes Hall February 23rd. We have to pack that place out since we're going to have cameras and whatnot. Before that, Boca Raton, February 9th at the Black Box. And thanks for a great week of shows. And thanks to Joe Rogan. Again, I think I've added like 4,000 YouTube subscribers since I've done the show. And that made for a great week. And Dave Rubin, the Rubin Report, for putting me on. And everybody who tunes in. Our numbers are way up. It's encouraging. I don't get excited anymore. I'm jaded. I've been doing this forever. And people around me get upset when I don't get excited. And I'm like, been there before, done that. Thought I was going to be in The Irishman. I was told Martin Scorsese loved my audition. And that night I headed to Yuck Yucks in Buffalo. Anyways, that's how it goes. Remember, you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy that Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
I hope, I'm dead serious. I hope it's 33-0 at halftime, Patriots. I don't want to sweat and not enjoy this game, and I love close games. I don't want that. I want a fucking blowout, and I'm sure you're all against me. Anyways, remember, you think it, I will say it. You're welcome. We will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.